What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you are having a wonderful day. We had two good trades today, and I'm going to be breaking it down for you step by step. So we had one short and one long. All right, so I'm going to be breaking that down. If you're ready, let's step into the war zone. So first and foremost, why don't you let me know where you're tuning in from today? Let me throw your name up on the screen. Let's go ahead and retweet this out. Let's let everybody know we're live in case we have anybody coming in late. Boom. All right, so go ahead and clear off the screen here. Who do we have in the building today? We have Mike, what's going on? Bad Indy, Adriana, Handsome Dan in the building. Ramon, what's going on? Mauricio, what's going on? Got all the Trading Wars Army members in the building. Good to see you guys. Okay, so let's hit the replay and let's begin. All right, so first thing we got to do each and every day is draw the previous day's high and low as a reference. That's very important. So there is the high, and here is the low. So if I play the first bar here, guys, you could see that we opened in the middle of the range. Okay, so another easy way to check where you open is you just take the Fibonacci tool, take it from the low to the high of where you of the range, and that way you can get a better understanding of where you're opening. Okay, guys. So right here, guys, you can obviously see that we are not opening in the actual ends of the range, and because of that, I did not want to take an orb. Okay, so I only take the opening range breakout when we have a very decisive open. So when we open in the middle, that is telling me that we'll likely have some chop. So no opening range breakout. Instead, we waited patiently and we got this inside bar. So this inside bar looked really good right off the bat. Looked like there was a great opportunity. So with the inside bar, all we did here, guys, is we waited for it to close, and then it broke to the downside. So we got short right here, guys, on this inside bar, and you could see right away that this quickly reversed. Okay, and now this is the topic of today, is just how are you able to flip back and forth. So I'm going to show you. Okay, boom. Corey Lewis with the 199. Thank you, my brother. Good to see you, brother. Thank you. Otis in the building. Good to see you, brother. It's been a while. Okay, so right here, guys, once we broke to the downside and we started to turn around, we formed the Nirvana. So remember, I told you about this pattern yesterday. Okay, so the Nirvana is one of those rare patterns. It's basically an inside followed by an outside. But what was really important about this, guys, is if you were watching this in real time, this bar, as soon as we came down here, it shot up aggressively. So sometimes you have to look at the bars as they're forming in real time. And you'll see some of the personality. So some of the algos behind the bar. So let me go ahead and walk you through my commentary so you'll see what I was talking about here. Okay, so we started off right here short. So you could see right here. So we went short at 940, and then at 943 I got stopped out. But right away I switched to the long trigger. So let's go ahead and draw the long trigger as well. So the long trigger was the actual price that I went in there to get long in. So it was 439.34. So let me go ahead and do that as well. So we'll have that as a reference. So sometimes when you're trading, it's like a puzzle, and you're adding all of the parts together in order to get the best picture of if you should go long or short. Okay, so here was the trigger. So the trigger is a line, right? And the line essentially is just like a support or resistance. So I'm saying right here, if we break above this level, I want to go long. So it's a trigger. So once we break that, we go straight through. Okay, so here we go, guys. So once we start to turn around here on this candle, we got stopped out of the inside bar, and then we went long immediately once we broke this line right here. So once we went long here, guys, we just literally took off. And I'm just going to fast forward here because this was the last trade. Bam. Beautiful. So once this bar came in, I'll show you in the lounge, in the commentary, I was telling people that I want to hold a little bit for a swing, because I could tell that that bar, when it was forming, was really aggressive. So you could see here, long at 943. This is an algo bar, it looks like to me, targeting 439.70. So I said, thankfully, I had my trigger automated. So I had that trade in there automated. So my triggers are always automated. And I said, I think this bar is going to squeeze and send some energy long, cover some profits. And then right here, I'm trying to find this part where I talked about the swing. So right here. So this bar is so key. I want to swing some of it for the rest of the week. So let's scale out and hold some partial. So once we started to pop up over here, I started scaling out, but I held a little piece of this, guys. And the reason was because, like I said, this bar, okay, when it came in, it was clearly some type of algorithm, because it shot up so quickly that you could only see it in real time. We pushed down and then we turned immediately. So you knew that there were some people that were caught, right? There were some people that were caught on the wrong side of that. And when you look at it, guys, it's just simply a Nirvana pattern. This was one of the patterns that I showed you yesterday. And you could see we actually had some Nirvanas later in the day. These two here were a little bit choppy, but then we had this nice one that actually finished into a Ragnarok. So this was a Ragnarok, and this Ragnarok took you into the close. So sometimes just focusing on the advanced patterns is really what it takes. And I like to use the advanced patterns to not have any bias. Whatever they tell me to do, I just do it, and I leave the outcome to the indicators, because I know that the indicators, I've tested them. I know that they have an edge over time, and then I'm just going to trade unbiasedly. So that was how you switch right there. So we started off short with that inside bar on SPY. And then once we turned around here, guys, I took that stop loss and then I switched long, and we had this big winner that went into the close. And that, again, the key was the way that this candle formed, and the fact that we created Nirvana was extremely, extremely powerful. All right, so hit me with a 10 if that makes sense. Hit me with the 10 if that makes sense. So really nice 2 trades. And that's what I like to do, 2 or 3 trades. If you get a winner right off the bat, you can hold it for the rest of the day. I had that loser right away, and then we were able to flip long. So thankfully we caught that one, which was a really, really nice winner. And I'm also, if we go back to the daily chart here for SPY, I've been still holding the calls. So remember I told you guys, I posted on Twitter that once we had this Ragnarok on the daily, that I ended up getting calls, right? So I took some heat on the calls on the swing trade. I got them 2 weeks out, so I have until next Friday before they expire, but they're back in the money now. So I did take some heat, guys. I took these 2 days, so I got triggered on to the swing trade back on the 13th right here, and we came down, and now we're popping back up. So that's another one of the reasons why I love to have whenever you're doing swing trades, I love to get expiry at least 2 weeks out, because it gives yourself enough of an opportunity in case it does go against you, so that you do have an opportunity to come back. All right. And then from the stock plays today, we had some great plays. So the stock plays have been on fire. So let's go ahead and look at them. So we had Bank of America, Tesla, Ford, and AT&T. So let's go ahead and look at those. So BAC, right? So if you see here, guys, Bank of America was a very clean play. We had this gap and go right here. So you could see we had the close yesterday. We gapped up, we put an inside bar, and we ripped. So our long price on Bank of America was 39.10. Okay, so let me go ahead and draw that. So 39.10. Right? So people ask me all the time, so Rich, what do you do if we gap up, right, and we don't fill on the order? So the next thing we do is we hit the opening range breakout. And in this case here, this was a really nice setup, because after the orb, we had an inside bar similar to SPY. So if you look at SPY, right, it was the same thing. If we go back to SPY, it's the same pattern, but it ended up that Bank of America was a little bit more stronger. It never broke the low. Instead, it just pushed up. And you can see right after that push up, we had a beautiful morning Fibonacci leg right there. It came back to the 50, pulled to the 0.169 extension. That is pretty much like poetry. All right. Hit me with a 5 if that makes sense. That's Bank of America. So guys, you can always be looking for these opportunities on other stocks. I trade stocks every single day. it's basically the same thing. Gives yourself a way to hedge, right? In case of, if case SPY doesn't work for you, or if something else is not working, you can definitely go ahead and try trading other stocks. Give yourself an edge by diversifying. Okay, so the next thing we had was Tesla. So let's go ahead and draw the trigger for Tesla. So the trigger for Tesla was 1010.77. So I'm going to go here. So 1010.77. So there we go, guys. So this one was really nice with Tesla. We had a V trigger. So this is a V trigger. So the V trigger is when you get filled, you come back down and you push back through. So there was two opportunities. Either you got long at the open, right, and kept your stop loss, or you got filled on the V, which was the retest. And that V trigger, guys, was really nice, pushed right into the close. So that was a nice one there. Hit me with a 4 if you followed me on Tesla. And then let's do Ford right now. So Ford was really, really nice today, because there was just that big bull bar at the open. It was solid. So Ford, we had 1575 right here. So this one was a pure trigger right off the open. So this is when the trigger trades are at its best, right? Like this is when it's at its best. You get filled. So the low of the day was 1574 and we got in at 1575. And I do this all through automation, guys. So these triggers, I do it through automation, meaning I put the order in the night before into the broker. So once it executes during the day, I don't have to do anything. There's a target and there's a stop loss. And these are the trades that make you feel like a genius, where you get filled at the open and we just squeeze higher. And you can see we also had a nice morning leg right here. So we came back to the 50 and we took off to the roof again. So that was a really nice one on Ford. Hit me with a 2 if you followed me on Ford. So we just try to keep the same approach, guys. Keep it very simple. Don't complicate it. T was the only one today that was a little bit hard for me. I am considering not trading T anymore. I've traded it a few times. Just seems to be always like these little chop patterns here. If we look at the daily chart at T, you could see that it is a very, back and forth name. You could see, a lot of up and down chop, especially since the beginning of the year. So I did lose money on T today. I got stopped out. I think I'm gonna stop trading this one. It just doesn't seem to give good day trading opportunities. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes that's what's going to happen. You're going to have names that are not better than others. Okay. So yeah, guys. So there we go. So some good stock trades worked out really, really well. Really, really happy about that. Check me out at tradingwars.com, guys. As always, if you're interested, get any one of my 3 books and you'll get 1 month for free in the room, or you can sign up here directly. We've been killing it lately, guys, and I'm just happy that people are learning. That's what's important to me, because there's people that take different trades than me now. For example, if we go to the 15-minute chart, guys, you'll see like we had different setups here. We had a double inside bar short that, that was good for a good 1-to-1. And there's people doing different things, and I'm just proud that I can give people the education. Okay. There we go, guys. Trading Wars Army members. Let's do some chart requests real quick for the Army members. I haven't done one in a while. Go ahead and give me some charts right now. Let's do a few of them and then we'll wrap it up. What do you guys have for me? And then we'll take a look. So SPY, remember what I said about SPY, guys, right? So let's look at this again with the bigger picture. So remember, we had this leg that we called out on Twitter. So we started off down here with this leg, and this was the one where we basically gave the bottom of SPY for the year. And it was a 786 Fibonacci from here to here. We came to the 786 and then we exploded. So what we're doing now from in terms of a swing trade is we are taking it from the low to the high, and you could see that we came to the 50. Okay, so we came right to the 50 and we hanged on to the 50 for a while. We put in the Ragnarok here and I bought calls. So I went long here with calls on the swing trade in the room. So you could see we have the swing trade alerts right here. So this is all the swing trade setups that we do. There's not much of them. We just take them as the setups come. And right now, looking to turn the corner. So hopefully we can turn the corner now. And I have until next Friday. So we'll see if we gap up tomorrow, we close the week strong. And then next week, we can maybe retest some of these highs. So we'll see, guys. At the end of the day, we're in a good spot right now, but nothing is guaranteed. All right. So who do we have here? What's going on? Bad Indy, what's going on? Um, let's look at Baba. Yeah, so Baba, that's on a sitting on a big fib right now. Let's take it all the way from this low to the high here. So you could see we are on the 618. So this could be a nice little lotto play, where you're essentially just taking a gamble here with Baba because it's on a good pullback, and you can get maybe a few months out for calls and just see if this Fibonacci can hold. The one thing about Baba, it's a very volatile stock, and it is kind of in a downtrend lately. So, it's definitely a full lotto, but it's in a good spot if you like that name. That's a good opportunity, definitely there. Netflix. So yeah, Netflix, we had earnings already, right? We had earnings was today, I guess. I haven't been following Netflix in a while, but you can see that we had some bullish action today. So let's see how it reacts at the open. Whenever you have earnings, I like to give it that 1 day for it to close off of earnings, and then you'll be able to see, right? You'll be able to see. So let the bar tomorrow close, and then you'll be able to get a better idea. You don't want to do anything crazy into earnings. You normally let it digest. United Airlines for Angie. United Airlines right here. So we have earnings coming up here on the 20th of April. So definitely need to be a little bit cautious. We had a nice Ragnarok pattern here that led to a nice move. So that's the last pattern in play. Again, with these, you kind of just want to wait for earnings. And then once you have earnings, you'll be able to tell what you want to do. You never want to gamble into earnings. It's all, unless you have a position that's already profitable. That's the only time that I would take something into earnings. Otherwise, just let it digest. It would be even better to let the weekly candle close. So we're still forming an inside candle. I'm sure that's going to change after earnings, and then from there you can look at and make an assessment. All right, Twitter for Adriana. Yeah, so I like Twitter because we have this gap fill potential here. We have earnings on the 28th, so we have some time to play a little bit of a swing. If I take a Fibonacci from the low to the high right there, I can see that's probably a 618 or closer. Let me draw it here. There we go, from here to here. Yeah, so we're literally closed on the 618 today. And this is definitely a buy the dip opportunity off of any type of gap. If we come down and fill the gap can be support using the fibs. So there's a nice outside bar today. So what I'll be looking for Twitter is the breakout of this outside bar. But just keep in mind you have earnings coming up. Okay, so this will probably be a swing trade going into earnings. All right, let's do Square, and then we'll wrap it up today. Earnings coming up 5th of May. Right now, go to the daily. Don't really see any good patterns here. A lot of chop in the last week or so. It looks like we're going to just keep chopping until earnings comes around. So that could be the case as well. So just kind of take your foot off the gas here until earnings. I don't like really trading Square. It gaps a lot, and not really my cup of tea. So I think there's better things to trade out there. But definitely keep an eye for the earnings. And from the earnings, you could definitely get a directional move moving forward. Okay. So there we go, guys. Let's keep it rolling here. I'm up a good bit on the week. I want to finish the week strong and keep our gains. April has been one of the best months, actually. Seems like there's a lot more action coming in, and then there's earnings and all that. So it's been really, really good. Otherwise than that, guys, let's actually do one more for Angie. NVIDIA right here. Let's do one more. So NVIDIA, if we go back to the monthly, we can start off with this. So we had the Nirvana, and the Nirvana is trying to complete a Ragnarok. Okay. And the earnings is going to be on the 25th of May. So I wouldn't be surprised if we finish the Ragnarok pattern this week. And that means we need to close in this inside formation. So the higher time frames, definitely it's still consolidating on the higher time frames. If we go to the weekly, you could see that we're at this support area here. And then on the daily right now, we have a Ragnarok. So this is another Ragnarok. And we're just working on a base. So this is definitely a good basing area right here. But for NVIDIA, I'm really waiting to see if we could turn the corner. So I'm looking basically for us to come back into the 276, 277 area. If we can start turning the corner there, that will interest me a lot to see if we can start pushing through all-time highs. And we might need earnings, probably need earnings in order to stimulate that type of move. But while we're below this price, I'm not really interested because it's just chopping around for now. All right. There we go, my friends. Thank you so much. Hope you learned something. The indicators, guys, make sure you grab them on your chart, man. If just a simple pattern here, I keep telling you guys, you can go ahead and just wait for the nirvanas, wait for the holy grails, wait for the advanced patterns, and focus on those and get comfortable trading those. And you can trade those on all different stocks, right? You can trade those on all different stocks, okay? So make sure you just get focused on what you want to do. Focus on what patterns you want to trade. You want to trade fibs. Don't jump from system to system to system. That's how you're going to lose money. All right. Otherwise than that, thank you so much for your time. Again, check me at tradingwars.com if you're interested in trading with us live tomorrow. The fib book price will be raised pretty soon. So grab a copy of this if you love the fibs. You get your 1 month for free. Please do leave a comment below, my friends. We will be doing a giveaway on Sunday, so you have an opportunity to get a free membership. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the video, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Take care.